If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 21 of the Chelsea career mode here on FIFA 15. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to smash that like button. Hopefully we can get a good result in this second leg away from home against Paris Saint-Germain after the 3-1 win in the first leg, as you can see from yesterday's episode. To start off, team news.
Paris Saint-Germain, this is their lineup. Petr Cech starts in goal. Thiago Silva plays alongside David Luiz in the heart of the defence. Thiago Motta plays with Blaise Matuidi in the centre of the park. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is the lone striker today. Wholesale changes for Chelsea. Thibaut Courtois starts in goal. Felipe Luis replaces Ricardo Rodriguez, who's been out of sorts lately. Nemanja Matic plays with Fabregas in midfield. Diego Costa is the lone striker today.
So the scenario then, as we head into this second leg, is that if we score a goal, that will nullify PSG's opening away goal from the first leg, and then they'll need 3 goals to at least take us to extra time. So that an away goal for us will be absolutely crucial. If PSG score twice and we don't score, they'll go through on away goals. But Thibaut Courtois with a wonderful reaction save to start the game off. Congratulated by JT, trying to build Courtois' confidence as we head into a game that he really is going to be called upon quite a lot, and again getting down well to make a good save, and again congratulated by a rather ecstatic Cesar Azpilicueta. And Willian's actually going to try and get a decent chance here. Play a 1-2 with Diego Costa, makes the run in behind the defence, just slot it in the far bottom corner. Willian, please, no, he smashed it wide of the far post. You can see how disappointed he is with it, and we immediately came under more intense pressure up the other end. PSG were literally going to fly at me consistently for the entirety of this game because they need goals. They need at least 2, if not 3, to guarantee themselves progression through to the next round of this competition, because they flew at me at the end of the first leg, and it actually left some spaces behind for me to get the 2-goal advantage that we now have. And they're doing the same here, pushing so many men forward that we're 1-on-1 at the back. Diego Costa against Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva is catching me here though, but I panicked with the shot. Really disappointed in myself there for not showing the composure that I needed to just take that into the box and perhaps tidily slot it under the goalkeeper at the near post. Unfortunately, I rushed my shot, I panicked, I missed the shot, and we continued to be under pressure from PSG at the other end. Levet's here with a nice little back heel into Matuidi, drops on his right foot, not his left, which is perhaps the reason why it isn't quite on target, although Courtois did seem to have his angles covered as we head into the second half. And a game of this magnitude and a game of this importance, with such high levels of ability on the pitch, is normally going to be decided by the fine details of the game. We pick up a free kick here on the hour mark. Thiago Silva picking up a yellow card. We saw a lot of red cards in Atletico episode last night, and this potentially was more of a red card than any of those. That is a real studs up lunge on Diego there as he skipped around the corner, and perhaps Thiago should have seen red. He didn't, but could we capitalise anyway? Hazard with a free kick, but Petr Cech is across to make a good save. You'll have to let me know if you want to see a tutorial for that sort of free kick technique. A few guys have mentioned it in the comment section down below in the previous few videos. Since then I've had 2 free kicks with similar positions and actually not scored either, so it's down to you guys whether you actually want to see a tutorial. But if you want it, I'll make it. But we're trying to create some more opportunities now as we head closer towards the end of the second half. Diego Costa with a wonderful acrobatic effort, but reacted matched by a wonderfully acrobatic save from former teammate Petr Cech. Hazard whips in the corner, Gary Cahill wins the header, it beats the goalkeeper, but Verratti's on the line to head it clear. We cannot get that away goal, but time is running out for Paris Saint-Germain. They're throwing bodies forward yet again. Diego Costa finds the ball to Lucas, who's on the pitch. Can he kill off his former team with a winner in the last minute? No, another fantastic save from Petr Cech. Keeps PSG in it, but not for long. The final whistle goes. It's 0-0 on the night. I've never had such an incredible feeling from getting a 0-0 scoreline in any game of FIFA before. We progress through to the semi-finals of the Champions League with a 3-1 aggregate win against Paris Saint-Germain. I've never worked worked so hard to get a 0-0 draw in my entire life. We jump back to the Barclays Premier League now with a game away from home against London rivals Queen's Park Rangers, playing a bit of a rotation side, and you'll see that in the team news.
Well, this is the Queen's Park Rangers lineup. Stephen Corker starts with Mustafa Sal as the centre-backs. Nico Kranjčar starts. He was man of the match last time out. Eduardo Vargas is the main striker today. Chelsea make one change. Thibaut Courtois starts in goal. Ricardo Rodriguez starts with Ep21 as the fullbacks. Ross Barkley comes in for Oscar, who's disappointed recently. Loic Remy is the main striker today.
So as you can see, still a strong enough lineup to be able to get a win here from a QPR side that actually have a few very, very talented players in their team. One of which is Eduardo Vargas, who came extremely close to putting that into the back of the net there, only just a couple of inches wide of that far post. And it's a big let-off for us in the opening stages. But we're going to come up the other end and try and get a goal ourselves. Willian finds former QPR player Loic Remy, of course, but his shot is well saved down low by Alex McCarthy, and he gobbles up the rebound before the Frenchman can find his feet again. Now, QPR in real life are really, really struggling this year in the Premier League, but in FIFA terms, they have a lot of great players in their lineup, and you would expect them to be a tough test here, and that was exactly the challenge that we faced. Nico Kranjčar finds Eduardo Vargas in the box again, finds Fowlan. Somehow the ball is going to end up at his feet yet again, and he hits the base of the post. QPR have come so close to an opening goal in this game already. It's almost as if we're continuing the same run of defensive stability that we were having to put into the game against PSG previously. I wasn't firing on all cylinders attacking wise. I was in such a defensive state of mind that they just kept coming at me, and that was actually a mixture of Cesar Azpilicueta and Thibaut Courtois keeping that shot out. Unfortunately for me, I stayed at 0-0 to this stage, so I made a couple of changes, bringing on Diego Costa to try and add a bit more physicality up top. Remy hadn't really found the sort of form that I was hoping he would do against his former club, and bringing on William Carvalho to maintain that physical presence in the middle, but perhaps have some fresher legs to replace Nemanja Matic. And it actually paid some dividends. Diego Costa here, only just on the pitch, is going to have our first chance for quite a while. Draws a good save out of Alex McCarthy, the goalkeeper, although couldn't quite find the proper angle there for Diego Costa to find the back of the net. So I made another change, brought on Eden Hazard for Willian to add some extra pace, and again fresher legs out wide up top, and again it was going to cause us to have another couple of chances. Hazard involved here in stoppage time now. Lovely turn and a second turn to get past the man, running rings around their defence. He drops to Barkley from the save, but he can't quite squeeze it into the back of the net. We've still got possession though. Diego Costa trying to find a way around the outside, whips the ball in. Barkley can't quite win the header. It's dropping to Ramirez. I just wanted to take control of that and have a shot, and unfortunately the referee blows the final whistle. So we have a back-to-back 0-0 game in this episode. Unfortunately, clearly I'm not playing very well right now when it comes to the attacking side of things, and considering the size of the games we have coming up, an FA Cup semi-final would have been the third episode of the game, and then also to kind of avoid having an episode where every single game is against Arsenal. As you can see, we've got Arsenal in the semis of the Champions League, and we've got them in the Barclays Premier League as well. I'm going to give you a squad report at the end of this episode so that I can recoup myself and try and come back to playing that West Brom game in a different session to try and actually have a bit of attacking form and get through, because I don't want to throw away an FA Cup semi-final just because I'm not playing particularly well. And of course you guys do like to see a squad report as well, so it's a perfect opportunity to show you how everyone is doing in the league. Of course, if you want to pause the video at any point so you can have a quick look at anyone's stats in a more detailed fashion, then feel free to pause the video at any point. Oscar's in bad form and is feeling threatened at the club. Obviously that's because Ross Barkley's come into the side and has been absolutely amazing for us since coming in the January transfer window. There are a few players in the side or in the squad that I'm not sure where their future lies. Oscar isn't one of them. I'll point that out. I do want to keep Oscar at the club, and we'll come to that point later on, maybe even in this week as we head towards the end of this first season. But as you can see, a few players are still growing quite nicely. Ross Barkley has gone up one overall since coming into the club, although his individual stats haven't gone up much at all. A player whose individual stats have rocketed is Ricardo Rodriguez, only 22 years old, already gone up 3 ratings, and looks like he could grow to be one of the best left backs in European football if we keep giving him the same level of first team football as he's been getting so far this season. He and Felipe Luis have been holding down that left back spot, and Aspi and Branner have been holding down the right back spot, and everyone in the defence has actually been playing very, very well indeed. And as you can see, Melanda is growing quite nicely as well, another youngster that seems to be showing a lot of promise. Unfortunately, Nathan Ake hasn't had as much first team football as I might like to give him this year, but he's still growing quite well. William Carvalho only really growing in the physical sense. I would quite like his technical attributes to start going up a little bit more if possible, because obviously Nemanja Matic is holding down that first team spot. Lucas is growing quite nicely, although isn't really strong enough for me so far. Hoping his physical stats will improve, kind of the opposite of William Carvalho. I want Carvalho's technical stats to go up, and I want Lucas's physical stats to go up. But as you can see, Torres is growing quite nicely out on loan at AC Milan. A couple of other players that are out on loan are actually growing quite nicely, although players like Victor Moses and Marco Marin may find themselves moving on quite sharpish in the summer transfer window. Nice to see Marco van Ginkel improving, though. He will most definitely have a first team squad spot for the second season. And Torgan Hazard and Lucas Piazza, I'm unsure whether to send them back out on loan for the second year. Christian Atsu, I'm going to move on for the second year, I think, although I have a couple of things in mind for that particular position, but like I say, we'll come back to those at a later stage. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to leave the video a like if you enjoy, that'd be absolutely superb. As you can see, we are second in the table now. We've leapt ahead of Manchester City on goal difference, but we've still got a game in hand on Spurs, but they do currently sit 9 points ahead of us, so it's not going to be an easy task to chase them down with the amount of games we have left. But we're not going to give up on the title just yet. I'm going to come back with a fresh bit of form. We've got some cup games to get out of the way first, and then hopefully we can get a good result against Arsenal and close the gap on Spuds at the top of the table. But like I say, that's going to round out today's episode. Feel free to leave it a like if you enjoyed. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Plenty of stuff coming your way on this channel. We'll have my player later on tonight, and there'll be an Atletico Madrid series, of course, episode on Wednesday night as well to go along with your Chelsea CM. If you don't know what and when I upload, there is a schedule in the description of every episode, along with links, as you can see, to my Twitter, Facebook and Instagram if you want to follow me over there on any social media platforms. And of course, feel free to check the links to g2a.com as well if you need any PlayStation or Xbox codes. But that's going to bring today's afternoon's entertainment to a close. My player later on tonight, and I'll see you next time.